Okay, so if you read the lesson in your book, you know that a regular polygon, well, a polygon is a many-sided figure, so it can have 6 sides, 7 sides, 8 sides, 3 sides. That's a polygon. A regular polygon is one in which all of the sides are the same length. Okay, so here's an example. Of a 7-sided figure. Okay, if it's a regular polygon, then each of these sides, let's say they're each length 1, each of the sides would be the same length. Now notice they have in the center here a line labeled as A. The name for that is the apothem. The apothem on any regular figure goes from the center of the figure to the center of one of its sides, and it's perpendicular to each side. It's integral in helping us find the area of that regular polygon. Here's the formula that you'll want to have in your notes. For any regular polygon, the area is 1/2 A times P. Now, A is the length of that apothem. P is the perimeter. Okay, so those are the two things we have to have in order to find the area of a polygon. So you may luck out, and maybe they will give you a very easy question where they tell you the apothem, they tell you the lengths of the sides, and you can go from there. If they don't, let's see what we can do here. Okay, so let's pretend that I'm a good artist and that I came out with a regular hexagon here. Okay, let's say we have a hexagon and the apothem is length 4 and this side is length 5. Find its area. Okay, so what two things do we need? We need the perimeter and we need the length of the apothem. The length of the apothem we can see right there is 4. The perimeter of the figure, it has 6 sides, and it's a regular polygon. That means all of the sides are exactly the same length. Okay, so we have 6 sides, length 5. So you can either add 5, 6 up together 6 times, or you can go 6 times 5 is 30. Okay, so now we have both parts. We have the perimeter and the apothem. We go ahead and calculate it. So the area is 1/2 of 30 times 4. And all we have to do is multiply that out. If you're not comfortable with 1/2, just do the 30 times 4 and then divide by 2. Okay, when you do that, you should get about 60. Okay, so notice in that one we were given the length of the apothem. Here's a second example where notice we don't have the apothem. We have the distance from the center to one of the corners, and we need the distance from the center to the middle of the side. So this line here is A. If we're going to find the area of this regular hexagon, we have to know two things, the perimeter and the apothem. Well, to know perimeter, you have to know what the lengths of each of these sides might be, right? Yeah, if we don't know what they are, we can't figure out how far it is to go all the way around it, which is the perimeter. The other thing we're supposed to have is that apothem, which notice they did label the 6 inches is for this line that goes to a corner instead of to the middle. So we have to find the length of a side and the length of the apothem. All we know is that this length is 6. Okay, well, in the first semester of geometry, you may have talked about some special right triangles. In special right triangles, which this is one of them, it's a 30, 60, 90. We can find missing parts using formulas. I'm going to give you, for a hexagon, just give you a formula to find the length of the side. and to find the length of the apothem when you're given this line right here. Okay, so I'm just going to give you the formula. Okay, so if you are given the length from the center to a corner, to find the side, and this actually is called the radius, oddly enough. So to find the length of a side, the radius is exactly the same. Okay, because what happens is when you have a triangle cut out of a hexagon, they're equilateral triangles, which means this side is 6, this side is 6, and the base is 6. Okay, so anytime you have that, your radius and your side are the same. So the outside of this should be 6 all the way around, because this is a regular polygon. All of the sides should be the same. Okay, that will help us find our perimeter. But again, if you're doing a regular hexagon, the side and the radius are the same length. The other thing we have to do is find the apothem. So this only works for hexagons. If you have a different figure, we have to do something else. But with hexagon, any time you have a regular hexagon, the apothem is going to be equal to it's going to be equal to the radius times 0.886. Excuse me, 866, I said that wrong. About. This is kind of an estimate, okay? So here are your two formulas. Anytime you have a regular hexagon and they give you the radius instead of the side or the apothem, that's how you find it. The side is the same as the radius. The apothem is 0.866 times the radius. And that's from using other geometric principles we've studied in the past. Is where I got those from, but you can just write these down. Again, only works for a regular hexagon. Alright, now we will solve this problem. We're supposed to find the area. We know the area is 1/2 the perimeter times the apothem. So let's find the perimeter. Well, there are 6 sides, each with length 6. So I can go 6 sides times 6 is 36. Your other option is you could add those 6's together. There are 6 of them. Alright, so we have our perimeter. We also need our apothem. So we talked about a formula we can use for that is the apothem is going to be equal to 8.866 times the radius, which in this case was 6. So we just take 0.866 times 6 and I get 5.196. I'm going to leave all of those decimals there because the more you round, the further you get from the exact answer. Alright, so now I have all of my parts. I have my perimeter and my apothem. So I can find the area. It's going to be 1/2 of the perimeter was 36 times the apothem, 5.196. And we put that all together. We get 93.528. And they may ask you to round that off to a specific number, but for now I'm going to leave it as big as I can.